before my siblings were born, everybody was like, once she have kids, she not gonna care about you no more. She not gonna take care of you no more. You gonna watch, you gonna see those kids being treated differently. And applause to you, mommy, because everybody in the house is treated the same.
There it is. There it is. And there it is.
And there it is.
Everybody
we don't play that.
Yeah.
We don't play that.
Hashtag Mo Gently Talks is the clean theory. Clean spirit homes and lives when you feeling weary. The space is safe to purge and re-emerge. We hope you feel the urge on the verge to stay driven while looking at the lives of 3 dope black women. No topics forbidden, raw, bearing our souls. We got love for everybody, even some for you trolls. Talking life, lost love, how to get to the bag. The clean theory, Mo Gently Talks is the hashtag.
Hi, welcome to the Clean Theory.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Mo Gently Talks is the hashtag. I am Simone.
I'm ZHANA, Jen's daughter.
And I'm Lee. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for joining us today. So this episode, we have a wonderful guest. This is Jen's daughter, and she is here to give her perspective on our very first series, which was the How to Be a Bonus Parent series. ZHANA is here because she is an adult. She is 21 years old.
Yes.
So she was able to consent for herself, and that is the reason why my child and Lee's child isn't here, because they are underage.
Yeah.
And so Jen isn't here because she wanted to make sure that ZHANA had felt free and comfortable and confident with speaking with us and speaking to you guys about her journey as a bonus child. And so we're going to get right into it. So before we start, do you want to say anything? Introduce yourself, or you just ready to get right into it?
We can get right into it.
Okay.
All right. Look at
All
that.
right. ZHANA was also given the opportunity to go through some of the clips, and she picked out certain spots that she wanted to talk about. And so the first question that I have for you, and also because I've also have been in the same spot ZHANA has been in, I've also been a bonus child. I am a bonus child. So I kind of have a unique perspective from being a bonus child, and now that I'm a bonus mom. And so that's why we're here today at the Clean Theory. We're here to purge and reemerge.
We're creating a safe space.
Safe spaces is what we're about.
You know, that's what we're all about. You know, ZHANA is really courageous. And let me just say that.
Yes.
You're really courageous for coming here. It takes a lot to say, you know what, Mom, I watched your show. I like it. I don't like it. I want to come here and talk about what my perspective is.
Yeah.
And so shout out to ZHANA.
Shout out.
Shout out to ZHANA for coming through, okay? We are really excited to get into it. As Moni said, she is a bonus child, so she's going to lead most of the Q&A and discussion, but this really is a space for you to feel safe to talk about however you feel, whether it's your perspective, because that's what we really want to hear, right? We want to hear how you feel. We want you to feel confident that you can say whatever it is and not feel like it's an issue, right? We want you to feel comfortable as your aunties, to know that we love you.
Yes.
And this is a place where you can be real, you can be authentic, you can be raw, because this is a place where we come not only for ourselves but for our viewers to create a safe space for healing and purging so we can reemerge and be our better selves.
I do want to make a disclaimer. These two are my aunts, so I am very comfortable right now. So
That is important.
This is going to be great.
Awesome.
Superb. All right. So was there an exact moment that you realized that you were a bonus daughter? And if so, what was that moment and what did it feel like?
I can't say there was an exact moment where I realized that I was a bonus daughter, but I definitely remember a lot of times in my life where I would just like forget. Like I would just be in the family unit, you know, it wouldn't mean anything. And then I would like go to a cousin's house and they'd be like, oh, Jennifer made you do that? And I'd be like, yeah, mommy made me do that. like I had to clean the bathroom. I wanted an allowance. I needed to clean the bathroom. And they like, your stepmother should not make you do that. And I'd be like, really? So it was like continuously throughout my life. I mean, even now to this day, like people talk about like college and I'll be like, oh yeah, mommy bought my books this semester. And you know, like, but she requires me getting A's and B's because C's are not cute on like the report card. Right. And they'll be like, well, your stepmom don't need to be crying nothing from you. I'm like, well, she bought me the books. She pays the tuition. I live in her house.
Right.
So do they say that because mommy is your stepmom and only bio parents can put those type of stipulations on you?
At this point, I don't know. Because when I was younger, I definitely do think that, like, they said that because she was my stepmom. Okay. But the older I've gotten, I've been like I got two moms. Both of them have been in my life for as long as I can remember. I don't remember anything prior to mommy and my birth mother. So, like, I've never understood, like, the dynamic. People being like, oh, she's your stepmom, so she can't do that. And I'm like, but I have two moms and a dad. Now, my mom got remarried. No, he's my stepdad. Mind your business. But, like, I've always just had two moms and a dad. So now I'm like, why shouldn't she have this authority in my life if that's, like, my mom?
That's been your life for forever. I totally understand that. And I've definitely had those moments with, as a bonus child, with some people not getting the whole dynamic, right? And it's kind of sort of expecting you to be like, yeah, you're right. As opposed to being like, nah, I have two parents. I have three parents, right? So I totally get that. All right, so let us go to this clip right here. Let's pause right there, right? And so, talk to us about that. What made you, do you remember that moment?
I do not. That's why I actually chose it, because she was telling that story, and I was like, for real? Like, I definitely feel like I called her mommy my whole life. Like, I never thought that I called her anything differently. I found it weird, people calling her Jen. Like, that's not her name. Daddy Marks, Mommy Marks, that's their names. So when she said that story, I was like, for real? Really?
Amazing.
H&M? So, like, I definitely, like, I remember getting the questions too, like, why you call her mommy? And when I was little, it was like, I call her mommy. And then I got older, I was like, why do I call her mommy? And then the older I got, I was like, I mean, it's too late now. What I'm gonna call her? Like, I can't take it back. So, like, I don't think I ever really, like, thought about it. It's probably, I'm a spontaneous person most times. So it's probably like me being like, I don't want to call you mommy today. And then I just stuck with it. That's where we're at now.
Okay. Well, how did you manage your feelings when maybe people, your family members or others may have questioned, why you call her mommy? She's not your mom. Like, I know that there have been instances like that. So how did you manage those feelings? Like, how did it make you feel, one, that people were questioning, why do you call this lady mommy?
Yeah, I think that question, it was always who was saying it. Because if it was, like, one of my cousins, I was like, because I call her mommy. Like, that's my mother. Like, but, like, if it was an adult, it always made me be like, am I doing something wrong to my mom for calling her mommy? But, like, because once again, she's been in my life for so long, I felt like the title had been earned. Like, I understood that name, especially because of, like, the relationship my mom has had with her mom and the relationship that mommy has had with her mom, I understood that name came with a lot of emotional attachment as well. And you give a type of name, like a type of title like that to someone you have an attachment to. And she is a mother figure in my life. I have that, like, maternal attachment to her. So, of course, I wasn't thinking about this when I was, like, 8 and people were asking me. But, like, as I reflect on it now as an adult, it's more like I know that the name means something and the relationship means something. So I wouldn't change the title. Because anybody is asking me for it, you know?
Nice.
That's great. I love that. All right, so we're going to go.
A child, not my stepchild, but a family member who was a child, a younger child at the time, say to her, oh, why? And she called me mommy something. Why are you calling her mommy? That's not your mother. You don't gotta listen to her. A child said this to her. You don't gotta listen to her. Why you calling her mommy? That's not your mother. You don't gotta listen to her. I've had doctors, you know, when I took her to the doctor's office, gladly take my copay.
Right. Yes.
And gladly take the money that I needed to pay for health certificates.
All of the things.
All of that. Gladly. Took the card, smiled at me and everything. But when it was time for me to ask a question that might have been a little difficult, I got a pause. And, you just a stepmother. This is from a professional who I respected.
So let's talk about that last sentence. She's just your stepmother. Have you been in any uncomfortable positions where someone said that to you? Because that's very specific. Instead of saying like, why do you call her mommy? As opposed to, well, she's just your stepmother.
It's like a minimizing.
Yeah. Okay, I guess the best way to say it is that I've been on the defensive of the two women in my life, my whole life. Because, like, it's kind of the idea that if I raise, like, mommy Jen up too much, then I lower my mom. But if I raise my mom up too much, then I'm not appreciating this woman who is my mom as well. So, once again, I'm saying it's situational because there has been times in my life where I definitely, like, somebody's like, she's just my stepmom, and I got to be like, well, I'm not about to argue because I can't do it. I can't argue every time because if I argue now, then I'm crapping on my mom. But then there's other times where it's like, it's more like frustrating because, like, she's not just my stepmom. Like, I know who she is in my life, but I can't teach it to you because you don't have it. Like, you have this idea of, like, almost like a evil Cinderella stepmom. Like, that's what, like, people in my life, like, pressed me to say that she was. Like, she is like the evil stepmother of the century. And, like, especially before the kids were born, that was, like, the big thing. Before my siblings were born, everybody was like, once she have kids, she not gonna care about you no more. She not gonna take care of you no more. You gonna watch. You gonna see those kids being treated differently. And applause to you, mommy, because everybody in the house is treated the same.
There it is.
There it is.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Everybody
We don't play that.
Yeah.
You don't play that. Yes.
So it was just like, it's always like, it's like, who do you want to throw under the bus when this question is asked? Like, if somebody is like, oh, she's just your stepmom, like, put it in the context of, like, school. I'm like, oh, I'm asking mommy for help with homework when I get in the house, or I need this from mommy for school. Or, like, she's just a stepmom, why don't you ask your mom? My mom wouldn't do it sometimes. So I mean, ask my stepmom where it don't get done. Like, or if it's like, oh, you getting her for something, you getting her something for Mother's Day, she's just your stepmom. And it's like, nah, I have to make 2 Mother's Day cards. But it's not because I'm devaluing my mom like she's anything less, because she isn't. But I have another maternal figure. So she still is my mom. So
I like that.
I like that. I like that.
That's so profound, little girl.
Yes. Talk about it. Yes.
Wow, honey.
it's the psychology degree, y'all. Don't
Right. Those dollars at school are going to work. Yes. All right. How do we expect children to be able to filter that type of information? Because that's all it is information, right? Before your thoughts become your feelings, it's information. And when you have a bonus child that's going from your house to back to the biological parent's house, back to your house, back to the biological parent's house, whatever the level of frequency or infrequency it is, they're coming to your house with the information that they carried from that house. And then they're going back to that house with the information that they carried from this house. Then you have a romanticized relationship with both parents, right? The way they see both sides, both families, you know, the father and the bonus mom. Stop right there. So how is it navigating 2 households when you were younger, and how do you manage that now?
So I'm gonna be open. Okay. When I was younger, there were like 4 Zhanas. There was the school Zhana, there was Zhana at daddy's house, there was Zhana at my mom's house, and there was the Zhana who went out with cousins and friends, and they were 4 different people.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
100%. Like, when I got over daddy's house, it took me like maybe like a day to adapt into daddy's house Zhana, and sometimes they would point it out too. They'd be like, "You a little weird today," and I'm like, adjusting. It's okay. I got to get it together.
Right.
It took me until I was an adult to like mesh those people and figure out like what characteristics from those people I had been portraying my whole life that I wanted to keep as this unified person. And when I did, I started bumping heads. especially it started like singularly over like my mom's house, because I kept more of the characteristics from like Daddy Zhaنا and the school Zhaنا, but she never really got any of that. When I'm at my mom's house, I'm like normally like fun and sweet, and cuddly, and no, I'm not that girl all the time. So it was definitely, really difficult when I got older, because I wanted to be one Zhaنا. But being one Zhaنا means that I have to finally give my parents, all of them, the one Zhaنا, and not the Zhaina that could survive in each household. Because that's honestly what it was. It was like a survival tip. Like, you know that what flies at mommy's house is not gonna fly at daddy's house. So you gotta be on your game. And the best way would be shut that Zhaina down, throw her in a bag, pull out this new one, work with that for the next week. And I did week by week.
Right.
So it was like every Sunday when I'm packing up my stuff, I'm getting my mind right. Okay, you need to be able to do this when you get home, and you need to do this. You need to like pick up these skills, pick up these traits, so that you can survive this next week with mommy and daddy. And then when I was 13 was when the first time I ever stayed in one place. I stayed at daddy's house until I was 16, and I stayed there like continuously. I would go to my mom's on the weekends, stuff like that. And that was weird because I adapted Daddy Zhaina, and that was it. Like, I was confused because I knew that wasn't 100% who I was, but that was all I had to give at that time, because I had those different, like, sections of who I was. Okay. And then when I switched to my mom's house, it was like, boom, once again, I was Mommy Zhaina, and I was Mommy Zhaina full time, and I was like, this is also not it. It took to me going to college, and I was like, whoa, okay. Who's this? Right. Like, I'm in my third year now, and I know who this is, but that means that I'm coming back home, and like, Jen, mommy, and daddy are really great with it. They, like, our relationship has evolved now that I have evolved. My mom, it took us a while, but now our relationship has evolved how I have evolved. But it was kind of difficult for me to come back to the family unit and be like, all right, so that girl that you've known for the past, like, 18 years, she was fake. Like, this is me. And so I think that was something I kind of really had to work on. But I'm glad that now, like, I'm able to, especially because there's no pressure to go back and forth anymore. Like, when I was little, you was like, no, you're going to your dad's house, you're going to your mom's house. But now it's like,
you go where you want to go.
You coming home?
Right.
So it makes it easier for me to be able to maneuver between, like, and just stay who I am at each house now.
The key word that I picked up on when you were just talking was survive.
Yeah.
You know, like that like resonated with me. Like, you used the word survive as if you couldn't be Zhaina, Daddy Zhaina, and at home, and it'd be at your mom's house, and you couldn't be Mommy Zhaina at Dad's house, and vice versa, or either one of those at school. Why do you think that is? Just the characteristics that you were displayed or just weren't acceptable, or?
I think there was a different emotional demand from each parent. So, like my mom, I'm like her sweet little love baby, and that's all she really like needed from me. And I noticed that, like, if I got more independent, if I like there's just certain like aspects of things that I would do, we would start confrontation. When you're younger, especially me when I was younger, I hate confrontation as an adult, but I'll do it now. When I was younger, I would avoid confrontation like adamantly. I wouldn't even say I didn't like the cereal. like I would sit there at the table and cry instead of saying I don't want to eat the peas. So I would have to change something about myself to make sure that, like, I wouldn't have that issues. But with my dad, though, like, it's playing and it's fun, and like I had responsibilities at my dad's house. I had, like, things to do. We had a routine set up. Like, there was a type of structure that almost like that lazy love child can't do. She can't do that. So I would have to kind of like throw her away and come back to my dad's house. And then when I got older, my mom wanted more of the like lazy love child, and my parents were like, you can relax now. You got your siblings old, they can help you with the chores. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And with my mom, I was like, I don't know how to do that, because the whole, like, Zhaina lazy love child does not know how to clean the bathroom, but Zhaina daddy's house will scrub it from top to bottom for $20. I definitely do that. So that's where like the issue started coming in, because they wanted to see the changes in these personalities, but these personalities weren't really me. So I didn't know how to like alter these like almost like survival kits. I had like the mommy's house survival kit, daddy's house survival kit. And then at school, most times it depended on the school, because by the time I got to high school, I was able to figure out more of my own personality. But in middle school, I went to middle school in the heart of Southeast. Like, had to be a little hood kid to survive. And I'm not from the hood. So that was a whole nother person I had to build. Like, I had to know how to cuss people out, know how to get into fights, and like, I know how to do that. Like, channel my inner daddy. Like,
Right.
So we're gonna table it right there. This has been a really good eye-opening experience in this first segment of our bonus kid series.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us at the Clean Theory.
This is part 1.
Part 1.
Yes.
Have you subscribed?
please subscribe. I'm subscribed. I'm a kid.
Like.
Okay.
Share. Comment.
Comment.
Tell all your friends. And then those friends tell those friends.
Thank you guys again for joining us at the Clean Theory.
We'll see you soon.
Mo Gently Talks.
It's
It's
the
the hashtag.
Mo Gently Talks. It's the Clean Theory. Clean spirit homes and lives when you feeling weary. The space is safe to purge and re-emerge. We hope you feel the urge on the verge to stay driven while looking at the lives of 3 dope black women. No topics forbidden, raw, bearing our souls. We got love for everybody, even some for you trolls. Talking life, lost love, how to get to the bag. The Clean Theory, Mo Gently Talks. It's the hashtag.